Well, Christine, it is a serious problem and one that has prompted an LA City Councilman to call for an emergency meeting to make changes. Here's why. At the South LA Animal Shelter, there are 322 dogs desperate for a home. In some cases, up to 3 canines have been placed into one kennel because there isn't enough space.
We're constantly struggling, trying to make sure that we have room to ensure that we can safely house our animals.
Matthew Spees is a supervisor at the South LA shelter. He says the inflation is forcing many people to get rid of their pets.
Animals that are coming in because of housing issues and financial issues that people are having.
There are more than 1,000 dogs and nearly 600 cats at the 6 LA shelters. There is overcrowding, not enough staff and volunteers. And because of that, according to an LA Times investigation, many dogs are going weeks or months without being walked.
There's always an opportunity to be able to improve. We're a city shelter. We're dependent on the budget that's provided to us.
Agnes Sybil is a spokesperson for LA City Animal Shelters.
The things that we are faced with the staffing shortages, and right now with COVID, the rising cases of COVID, many of our shelters are also affected by that.
When the news broke that many of these dogs are kept in their kennels and rarely walked, Agnes says people started calling, offering to walk the dogs. But she says it's not that simple.
There's a lot of training involved to be a volunteer, because one of the things that we focus on is really the safety for the animals, our staff and our volunteers. Because not all the dogs are able to be walked. A lot of times there are dogs that have behavioral issues.
Despite the challenges, Agnes says these animals are being treated well.
Our dogs do get daily enrichment. Even if they're in their kennel, we have staff and volunteers who come around and interact with the animals. We provide them with toys.
LA City Councilman Paul Koretz issued a statement that says in part, "I am increasingly concerned about the serious challenges that the shelters are facing. I have met with the mayor's office and LA Animal Services to discuss what can be done to address conditions that appear to be deteriorating."
We're always looking for volunteers to be able to come and help us at the shelters.
And always looking for adopters, people who are willing to adopt or foster these animals in need.
Please come out and foster and give the dog or a cat, a staycation overnight or even over the weekend, to be able to give them a break from shelter life.
That is a great idea. Again, more than 1,000 dogs and 600 cats are at these LA shelters. They desperately need a home. We can't stress it enough. Christine, Marla, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
I'm glad we're highlighting this to get them the help they need. All right, Gina, thanks so much.